Hey guys, what's up? It's Roberta here again, and yes, with the same shirt. It's the same day. I was gonna talk about something. Oh boy, guys, first on my mind never went blank. I wanted to talk about those unemployment classes. In New Jersey, we have, well, maybe it's all over now, but we have a thing that if you're gonna get like SNAP benefits, and you're not, this is only for people that are not on disability payments. If you have no income at all, your unemployment ran out, you have to take these unemployment classes and for employment services. So like just what I made a video of the one stop career center in our local town, and what it is, you have to go for 28 days if you're applying for SNAP benefits. Now, what happens if you do not comply with this rule? You'll be sanctioned, thrown off SNAP, they're calling it. You'll be thrown off, and you'll be sanctioned for 60 days. And after that 6 days, you have to reapply all over again for these services. So these services basically offer you either GED. If you don't have your diploma, they offer you a GED. You take GED courses. Or you can, if you do have a high school diploma and want to go back to new job training, they will help send you back to school to get you training for whatever you want. But I mean, what they have listed that is a demand job. The other thing is, after the 28 days, then you'll be able to receive SNAP or general assistance. So if you're not getting any income at all and you don't get SSI, SSD payments or anything like that, you will go on what's called general assistance and SNAP. It's cash benefit and food stamps, basically. If people don't know what SNAP is. And you have to do these things. You have to comply with this stuff, because if you don't, you're not going to get anything. Okay? And I personally feel about it. I think people should be doing that. It gives them an incentive to go to work. Years ago, and I think the Shay Show did a video about this, and on his Real Talk, I believe that's what it was, or a Periscope or whatever it was, but he was talking about this also. And he said years ago, and I remember this because my mother did have to get benefits years ago, they did not have a restricted time limit. Now you can receive, I believe, up to 5 years if you have children, but you cannot be unemployed. You have to be employable. Point is, you have to have a job, because they're not going to keep paying. And years ago, I would say 10 years ago, 15 years ago, maybe longer than that, obviously longer than that, you didn't basically have to, you could collect as long as you needed to until you found work or something, or training. Now, I think it's good, because if people don't have GED and they want to get their GED, but they just don't know how to go about doing it, you can get it for free. The program is free. You don't have to pay for it. You don't have to pay to get your GED through this program. They will help you pay for school, either technical school, university, whatever school you want to go to. They'll help you. They will help you. This is all an incentive so that you're not on the system. Now, I think that's great. Some people don't think that's great. And I'm not going to say what kind of people they are, but, or types, I should say. Because I don't want to stereotypes people. But we do have people that do take quite advantage of the system. Yes, some are foreigners that like free stuff, don't want to learn English. And I'm not saying this is everybody, because it's not true. It's not everybody. It's a few. And I've seen it. Don't tell me, don't leave comments that, oh no, that's not true. That's not like that. Yes. Years ago, people would have kids that didn't want to work. They would have kids so that they could collect welfare benefits. Or now we're calling it social service benefits, but it's still welfare. But let me explain something for the people that do not know. SNAP is not welfare. General assistance is welfare. SNAP, if you work and just get SNAP, that's not welfare. Because I know plenty of people that have jobs, work maybe 3 jobs, 1 job, 2 jobs, 3 jobs, whatever, and still don't make enough to feed themselves or their children. So yes, they have to get SNAP, and they go by your income. So I mean, if they have if their income is low, but then they go to work, or they work more hours, guess what? They don't get their full benefits. Okay, they get lowered. Same thing with housing. Housing is not welfare. People have this misconception. Housing is not welfare. SNAP is not welfare. The only reason why I say it is because, like I told you, if you go over if you're working and you're getting a certain amount, they'll take it away. Unless you're an idiot and don't report your income. And there is people that will work and not report their income, and they will keep getting their benefits and cheat the system. Okay? So that is out there. Unemployment is not welfare. Unemployment is what you paid into the system. So when you're laid off, if you're terminated, you're able to get that money. A lot of years ago, people did not want to go to unemployment office because for some reason they thought they were getting government money and it wasn't their money, but it's your money that you put in. Just like you pay into retirement. That's what it is. So don't be afraid to, collect unemployment benefits. But make sure, if you've worked more than 6 months and have gotten laid off or terminated, that you go down and collect the unemployment. They're going to encourage you to do that first. Okay? The other thing I want to say on that is, if you're laid off or terminated, or you have some sort of disability, or some reason you're not working, if you become a displaced homemaker, which is a housewife, there's programs. If you live in New Jersey, there is programs. You have to go by the county that you live in, and you need to look up and do your homework on resources. Now, Hunterdon County, that's my county, we have Women in Transitions, which is for displaced homemakers, which is for women that are married maybe recently got divorced or separated or widowed, that have not worked because they've raised children, or their husband just, made enough, but they didn't have to go to work. But a lot of times it's women and children, so we help them. And I have been through this program, and it's an excellent program, and it's called Women's in Transitions in Hunterdon County. So if you're from Hunterdon County and you're watching my channel right now, and you feel that you could use the service, I would give them a call. Their number is 908-782-1453 if you need their services. Like I said, it's for women in transition that have been recently separated, divorced, or widowed. So that's one program that you can go to. I give that number out because some people, maybe I think, do watch my channel that live locally and know when I say Hunterdon County what I'm talking about. And anyway, because I've mentioned services here on my channel before, and I've mentioned children and families. They do multiple. A lot of the stuff. It's called Northwest Gap. A lot of the Northwest Gap stuff is right now under the same umbrella. You have children and families. You have Safe in Hunterdon, which is a local service for battered women. Women that domestic violence against women and men. That's one of the services. They have a safe house and all that. They have a consignment shop. That's a local consignment shop that I use because half the proceeds go to that organization. And then you have, that's where I get my child development trainings from, is the Northwest Gap Family and Child Development Center. And they're all under those services, all under that umbrella right now. Because they weren't individual services, but now they're all together. They're collaborating, which is a fantastic idea because it's called commutative services, which means it's all under the same umbrella. So if you call one place, they're going to connect you, they're going to network you with another place. It's all about networking. That is where I get my training from, because I mentioned before I do work with children and families, and that's where I get my trainings from. Anything that the county has for anything to do with agencies or community stuff, that's where I go to get my trainings. And like I said, I do work for a major retailer in town. And I do help, I work for that laundry service. So, like I said, there's some people that do stuff that, they try to get enough money together, but it's still just a below level. You have your low income, you have your moderate income, and maybe it's just barely minimum income for you to put food on your table to feed you and your children. So, with that said, if you have any other questions and you live in New Jersey or you live in New York, I can look up New York. I can find out whatever information you need, whatever state you're in. Let me know what state you're in, and I can see what they have. I've recently looked up Indiana and what services they have. I recently looked up Las Vegas, Nevada, for someone. So, and any information, tidbits, anything that I get, I pass along to people, and I like to share information, because some people in these communities, I actually looked up something in California too, actually, for someone that had a child with Down's syndrome. There's a program called Buddies, and I just recommended that to her, for her child to get signed up to that agency. It's sort of like some programs we have here, like we have alternatives, we have education commission, we have several different children's programs. Head Start program, you might be, I don't know, I think they call it different things in different communities, but ours is called Head Start in New Jersey. I think all of them are called Head Start here. That's where you have your early child daycare. It's daycare and early child preschool, and it's subsidized and affordable for low-income families. So we have that. I was fortunate to have my son home with me when he was younger, and also he was able to go. I was able to afford the Catholic school that he went to at the time. And they had scholarships, so they did have scholarships at Catholic school. If you were under if you were a certain income, that you can sign up for scholarships for your children to go if they had a certain if you're under a certain income, excuse me. And the good thing for low-income families at this point is, if your child is doing excellent in school and has got honor roll and wins honor roll and does sports, all that kind of thing, I would say take advantage of all of that. You will get scholarships. Sometimes you will get a fully paid college scholarship for your child. If your child's involved in things, in the school, like band, like band scholarships. There's or music scholarships. There's sports scholarships. All kinds of scholarships that your child could get. Just being in the school program. Gifted and talented program gives college scholarships. Science fairs give scholarships. You let your child compete in Future Business Leaders of America or VICA. I think that's vocational industries or something like that. I forget the whole thing. But Future Business Leaders of America, FBLA. I'm alumni of that. I got an award for doing that. I've gotten so many awards by doing that. And as you get out, you meet people from different districts, different schools. You're competing, modeling. I've done a little bit of modeling, dance. You're competing with other children, other kids, and let me tell you, the camp, dance, FBLA, and others are. I forget what those other things are at school, but the sports things, the field. I forget what they called it now. Sports day or whatever that thing is. They do. I don't know if they still do that, but compete. I'm so used to competing that I think competing is excellent. Because if you, I'm gonna say this. I'm not Abby from the dance place. You ever see Dance Moms? That is a little outrageous. I think that those dance moms. Those dance moms go a little overboard, I think. But if you have your child in competitions, tennis, I'm sorry, excuse me, tennis. I played tennis. Swimming, I was on the swim team. Things like that. If your child competes, that is an excellent thing. I mean, they have bowling. I mean, these kids can do so many things now that it's crazy. Computer competitions, video game competitions. If they really like video games, they have plenty of like video game competitions. Chess, if your child likes chess competition. It gets the children mingling. My son, he was in a lot of sports. He played soccer. He did music. Science fair. He was on honor roll. He was in gifted and talented. He did student exchange. For parents that don't know what that, I would hope parents would know what that is. But if you're in a junior high to high school, they have what's called foreign exchange. Is if your student takes a foreign language. Student exchange is where the students, like your child, would go to their country, and then their child comes to you and stays with you. Like 1 year, like he would go to Italy, and then the next year the child from Italy would stay with us. Things like that. So that is an excellent culture. We're Italian, so obviously we have family in Italy. His father had family in Italy still, but our heritage is Italy. So I'm Italian, so he wanted to learn all about his culture, the Italian culture, and everything that, he wanted to learn everything about it. So he went to Italy. He also went to Germany. He went to Poland, because I think, because he was in, it's Italian, and then he took German, so he went over to Germany. We met a child from Germany. Most of the time it was Italy. I mean, because he did Italy. And I wanted him to do that because then it got him worldly travel, and it used to usually parents do that so that their children can see how other people live in other countries, because like our country has a lot of things, and maybe that other country might not have a lot of things or different things, and you want them to be exposed to that. So that program is really excellent for students. So I would anybody with now I know a lot of you do the homeschooling. I don't know if they would have maybe Sheila, if you're watching, maybe if your child took a foreign class for like homeschooling, because she does the computer or the online learning. I think homeschooling. I believe that's what it is. Maybe you can leave a comment and let me know if the child can do that kind of a program. I'm just curious about that. Or Janelle. I hope I'm saying her name right, sweetheart. Maybe you can let me know, because I know her children do homeschooling. She has teenagers also, and so does Sheila from our Frugal Simple and Less Home or Family. I'm sorry. Both those parents, with those channels have older children, so they might know if they can do that sort of thing through homeschooling. And then there's unschooling, which unschooling, I guess, if you want, which Lakeside, Michelle and Nate, her child does unschooling, where I guess like it's she's teaching him stuff at home, but then I guess if she wanted him to be, I guess if you're teaching that type of learning, then if you want to be traveling, you can take your child with you and set up some educational things for them to look at. I'm kind of new to the unschooling thing. I've really never heard of it before, but I'm kind of looking on other people's channels so I can see what it is. And it's kind of like, I guess, free schooling, free learning. They learn how they want to learn, or they learn in different ways. The monastery schools, I think those are interesting, actually, the monastery schools. Montessori schools. Well, they do have monastery schools, but Montessori. They learn in a particular way also. I want to do more research on the different types of unschooling, Montessori, homeschooling. I want to study those, and I did ask a few of the parents about that. Because I'm thinking about if maybe I get a foster child that does homeschooling or something like that. That would be pretty good to have knowledge of these. And I like learning about different things. So, and I'm also going back to early childhood education as a career choice at this point in time. So that would be really great for me to have that knowledge and be more like updated on that, because I just think it's interesting how they have these different things, these new ways of doing things. But my college, well, the college I'm no longer going to, because I'm going to go do something else, more in the community. The one that my boyfriend is taking, which is Penn and Foster, it's online. We pay $49 a month, and he gets his high school diploma. They do have a high school. It's called James Madison, and they do high school there. So if you have a child or an adult, husband, wife, sister, brother, whatever, that wants to do something like that, that school does have that program. So it's pennfoster.com. You can look them up on internet and check them out. I recommend it. Because he's doing a great job, and they have a teacher that you can kind of like what the homeschooling thing is, but it's for GED, if you don't have a GED or diploma and you want your GED, whatever. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about those few programs. If anybody, please leave questions or comments below if you want to know more. I'll be very happy to give you that information. So please like, subscribe, be well. And I did find the Oxygen channel on my cable. So it is called In Justice. 2 separate words. Saturdays at 8 o'clock. It's INNJUSTICE. In Justice. Cold Case Files. There's 2 ladies. There's 2 girls that were doing this show, and I think we're on season 3. I think that's what it is. I'll find out. But yeah, Oxygen channel, and at 8 o'clock. So whatever channel number your Oxygen channel is on cable, I have Comcast. So if you're a Comcast subscriber, I don't know what state you're in, so you would have to search and see if you have that channel. But I know a lot of our viewers and subscribers love the Law and Order type stuff. So just want to throw that little tidbit in. But thanks for watching, guys. I will maybe be back. Thanks a lot. Sorry for the long video.